None of this is science. It's maths. It's eloquent maths. Beautiful maths, you could even call it. Out of the box thinking beyond my comprehension in some instances, in terms of not the model that's been derived thereafter, but the way of coming to it by the minds of people like Copernicus. To think that far outside the box, right, to put you on an equatorial plane inside a sphere which has a line of motion around a sun, mathematically, it's like so far out there, when now we can all do this, most of us at least, can detach ourselves from the old, dusty, heliocentric belief that we were trapped in to a time, and look back on it from the outside and go, well, actually, now we can look back on it knowing that we aren't actually on a spinning ball flying around the sun with the motion described through the centre of hell, with us describing it in the centre of an Earth that we couldn't possibly be standing on. We can say, to come up with that idea is pretty out there, and takes a certain type of person and a certain type of mindset to really, really think outside of the box to try and unify several different motions that are observed in the sky, tracked and measured on a flat Earth, to give a better predictive capability to the church at their behest. And then they go, here you go, this is how I've managed to somehow unify some of these motions so that they line up with the prediction of where they'll be when they don't tally in terms of their pattern. There's differing patterns. Well, this single system where mathematically we put the Earth in motion around the sun, holy crap, does actually do a pretty good job of describing these epicycles. Check it out. I've added an ellipse to it. Or whatever they're, tweaking these maths with. You fast forward 500 years and people think they're standing on it. They've reified it into actual physical existence. Doesn't mean that you can't stand back as a flat earther and go, yeah, the heliocentric model is pretty eloquent. I remember 5 years ago saying that, people chastising me. How dare you say anything complimentary? Like, well, I was quite into it, actually. I thought it was quite cool the way it all worked. I was under the misapprehension that was actually the world at one stage. I'm not anymore. Doesn't mean I can't look back with a certain degree of admiration for people like Copernicus and the models, if you want to call them that, they're not, but the maths that they created. They're only called models because of the reification and assumption that we do have something in model format. We don't. We just have Copernicus's maths. But they're quite eloquent if you stand back from them. It's not scary to say, as it seems Santos is saying, this is their best effort to try and explain some of this stuff. Doesn't mean you have to reify it into a spherical surface to stand upon. We aren't.